Oh, there's sheer cold. That's delightful. How bulky is Assault Vest Dialga? What is going on, YouTube? Espresso Shucko here, and today we are hitting the Regulation G ranked ladder with this Dialga and Grimmsnarl team. Grimmsnarl provides amazing defensive support. It's been very strong in previous formats, and today we are going to pair it with Dialga. We have Reflect and Light Screen to reduce the amount of damage we take from both physical and special attacks, and then we have Fake Tears to soften some things up on the specially defensive side, while having Spirit Break to reduce opponent's special attack. Now, does this sound like anything new? No. It was all over the place in Generation 8, and Dialga was a great partner for it back then as well, so we're going to relive Dialga's glory days with it. We have Flash Cannon, Draco Meteor, and Earth Power on Dialga. Dialga has really good bulk here. It's got base 120 physical defense, and the Assault Vest here is going to make it so that we don't have to invest much into our special defense. So the way how this Dialga is built is it's got a lot of HP investment, a fair amount of defense investment, and then the rest is into its special attack with just a tiny little bit into both its speed and special defense. It's got an extra 2 points into speed and special defense, then the rest is all into the main 3 stats there. But the main idea here is Dialga can hide behind some screens while just wearing down the opponent over time with Flash Cannon and Earth Power. It's got Draco Meteor to just absolutely nuke something at the cost of its special attack. So if we do that, we might have to switch out, or we run the Body Press, which uses Dialga's physical defense to do some damage instead. So the Body Press is there for just a little bit of attack. You're probably not going to be clicking it a whole lot on Dialga, but it is there in case Dialga can't switch out after dropping its special attack from the Draco Meteor. So it's at least not completely helpless there at that point. We have Amoonguss here to redirect some stuff away with Rage Powder. We have some Spore for some nice sleep support, and then we have Pollen Puff to heal up Dialga if Amoonguss and Dialga is on the field together. And plus, if we run into Trick Room, Amoonguss is great in Trick Room as well, so we do have that. We have Urshifu and Tornadus together to just deal a tremendous amount of damage to things. We have the close combat on the Urshifu, we have the stab, Terra Water, Surging Strikes, and plus we have Tornadus not only providing speed for the entire team with Tailwind, we do have the Rain Dance to boost up that Surging Strikes even more, and it is going to be a wonderful time. And plus, if we run into some other weather teams, it's nice to have that Rain Dance just to override either sun, snow, or sand, so we do have that. And then finally, we have Magmar here for some nice redirection support. If we run into an Urshifu Rapid Strike, we can pop the Terra Grass, we can go for Follow Me, and we could potentially burn them with Flame Body, having a 30% chance to activate upon each hit. We might get a burn today, we might not, but that said, we do have that nice support option with the Magmar. We also have Acid Spray to soften some things up for Dialga as well, and plus Tornadus does appreciate the special defense drop from Acid Spray as well, so we do have that. So anyways, let's jump on in to some battles. Alright, we have a Kyurem White Ice team with Glaceon, Articuno, Beartic, Alolan Ninetales, and Torkoal. So, kind of random that the Torkoal's there because it can set the sun, but I'm not gonna lie, I like the looks of this. Dialga is going to have a very nice time, so long as there's no sheer cold coming my way, which there probably is, but we'll bring Dialga, we'll bring, you know what, I think we might bring the Magmar. I think we'll bring Magmar. We'll bring Tornadus in the back, and then that way we can always undo their snow. Actually, you know what? I'm going to lead Tornadus in case they lead Ninetales, and if they lead Ninetales, I can go for Rain Dance to deny Aurora Veil. I'll bring Magmar in the back just in case, and Urshifu looks really nice here, but so does Grimmsnarl. Yeah. I think I'm going to bring the Urshifu, and then that way I have super effective close combat into at least 3 of these things, and plus, if I'm going for the Rain Dance anyways, I might as well bring Urshifu. That said, I think I'm going to lead Urshifu and Torn, and I'll bring Dialga Magmar in the back, and then that way we're okay, because Magmar's got the Acid Spray to soften some things up, it's got the redirection support. If Tornadus goes down before Urshifu, not the end of the world, because Magmar can always come in and start redirecting some attacks away from Urshifu. So long as there's, so long as I'm not eating blizzards, which, I very well could be, but I do like the looks of this right now because Kyurem White is on the field. I could go for a straight-up close combat into the Kyurem, but I kind of want to get some speed if possible with Torn, so maybe what I'll do is I'll Detect with Urshifu this turn, I'll Rain Dance, and then this way if they go for a Roarville, great, it's gone. And maybe they just go for Icy Wind instead, which would be nice to keep Urshifu safe from as well. So there's the Blizzard off of what I believe to be the Kyurem. Yeah, it is the Kyurem. So Kyurem does unfortunately take out Tornadus right out of the gate. So Tailwind would have been really nice there, but luckily for me, it's just a double Blizzard. So I can bring Dialga in, and I think what I can do is I could just straight up body press the Kyurem, which I doubt they would be expecting from a Dialga. They'd probably be expecting the Flash Cannon. But Magmar doesn't look bad either. Yeah, I can go for Magmar. I can use some Acid Spray support to deal with the Ninetales, soften it up for Dialga in the long run. I think it's Choice Scarfed Kyurem as well, so I think what I'll do here is I'll go for Acid Spray into the Ninetales, and I'm just going to straight close combat into the Kyurem. They might just switch out, which if they do, that's okay with me. Ninetales might just switch out too, and if Ninetales does, it's not the end of the world. I am glad that I ended up getting the Rain Dance up, since that did make Blizzard no longer be completely accurate. So they switched the Ninetales. So Urshifu might be able to dodge a Blizzard here if that is Scarfed Kyurem. Oh, and Kyurem's just going to switch too. Alright, so who is taking this close combat? Oh, it's Glaceon. Alright, I love to see you, because you're going to eat this. That's not enough to KO, though. That's actually kind of impressive for Glaceon, eating a close combat off of Urshifu. And we're just going to get the Acid Spray off into the Articuno. Not that it's going to do that much, but I do want to get that thing off the field, so might be good to bring in Dialga soon. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I'll switch Urshifu into Dialga. I'll finish off the Glaceon with Magmar. And then that way, too, if they get the Ninetales in, they get the Ninetales in. I can always Flash Cannon into them. I have the Body Press to do some damage. And this way, too, I can always reset my defense drop with the Urshifu. And plus, Focus Sash Urshifu should help in the long run, too. So, here comes a helping hand. What is it going to be off the Articuno? Is it maybe a Freeze Dry and a Dialga? That's a good question. The Glaceon dodged, so that's probably running Bright Powder. Alright, so we'll go for an Acid Spray into you, and we'll go for a Flash Cannon into the Articuno. The Articuno does have -2 special defense, so I do like that. I like that a lot, actually. So I think what they're basically going to do is just spam Blizzard, so Follow Me is not going to be doing me much, but that's alright at the end of the day. So long as we start connecting some hits, we're going to start racking up some damage. So there is that. I think in the long run, what I might have to do is I might have to use Urshifu's Terra. Magmar and Dialga, their Terras aren't going to be getting me anywhere, since I do have Grass on them. So we'll get the Acid Spray off into the Ninetale. That's okay damage. So I'm fairly certain it is going to be a Light Clay on the Ninetale, so I'm not too worried about that. Articuno's going for Roost this turn. Alright, so the Flash Cannon was almost enough to knock it out. That's nice. Now, what do I want to do with Magmar? I think Acid Spray is probably going to be what I need here. And I really want to get that Articuno off the field. So, I mean, that works. If this is Kyurem, that's wonderful. And if it's Glaceon, it's alright. Yeah, so we're getting you off the field at least. Okay, the Blizzard's a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. We're going to get rid of the Glaceon with Magmar. So Dialga, in theory, should be getting rid of Ninetales. So we do get rid of that. Now, I do have to worry about the Kyurem in the back, so... One good thing here is I'm Pressure Dialga, so if they're going in for Blizzard, we're going to eat up more of their PP with Dialga. And depending on what they lock themselves into, if this is Scarfed, now, that's the other thing too. If it's Scarfed Kyurem, and they don't click Blizzard, Magmar might be alright. So, I think I'm going to follow me with Magmar just in case. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to hit that Articuno with Flash Cannon. So we're going to see the Terra. And it's the Articuno. Alright, so they're becoming a water type now, which means Flash Cannon's going to be resisted, but what I could do is I could go for Body Press or Earth Power to try to get some more damage off into this thing. It's just Blizzard off Kyurem. Okay, so I should have went for the Kyurem, but unfortunately I just didn't. So Articuno's going to go for Roost this turn. That's fine. Kind of a nothing turn for Dialga there, but what I might be able to do is I might be able to outstall that Blizzard a little bit. So they went for the first one when I had Urshifu and Torn on the field. They should be at -3 PP at least. So I'm going to Acid Spray into the Articuno. And I'm going to go for the Draco Meteor into the Kyurem. And then this way too. If Dialga hangs in... Dialga does not hang in there. I was going to say, if Dialga connects this Draco Meteor, great. We do major damage to it. And worst case scenario, if we force the Kyurem into PP stalling, that's fine too. That's just another Blizzard off the Articuno. Alright, so we know they have Roost. We know they have Blizzard. I really would not be surprised if they had Freeze Dry on the Articuno as well. So I don't think my Terra Water is going to be doing me that much, but I mean at least I have it. So I'm going to detect off of Urshifu here, see if we can stall out the PP on the Kyurem. And I'll have to try to get some damage off into this Articuno. The Articuno's got really good bulk, so that is unfortunate that it is a water type now. Yeah. I really needed Dialga there, so probably should have Draco Meteored right into the Kyurem, not gonna lie. And then that way, if I had gotten off the field, I could have just started body pressing the Articuno. Unfortunately, I don't think Urshifu's gonna have enough damage output to deal with these two. Yeah. I mean, once the snow disappears too, that might help a little bit. Which I think that's the biggest thing. I think I just need to stall out the snow, and then that way I can start potentially dodging some hits myself. So that is nice that that's now gone. Yeah, I think I'm going to pop the Terra Water too on the off chance they have a flying type move with the Articuno, and I'm going to click Close Combat into the Kyurem. And then this way too, I mean, maybe I get lucky. Maybe it's Blizzard Hurricane, and they just can't land either of those attacks to save their lives. Maybe that's okay. We'll pop the Terra Water. But I am fairly certain there is Freeze Dry on this Articuno. So we're going to dodge a Blizzard. Thank you, Urshifu. And we're going to nail the Kyurem with the Close Combat, which that is enough to KO. Now, had I realized they were just going to double Blizzard, I probably could have just gone for Tailwind with the Tornadus. Oh, there's Sheer Cold. That's delightful. Which is why I wanted to get rid of Articuno earlier, because it did have that threat there. So Sheer Cold, at least it's only 30 accuracy. I might get hit with that, and if I do get hit with that, I'm going to be a sad camper. But we're going to go for the close combat. We do have our Focus Sash, so if we could potentially two-shot this Articuno, great. Unfortunately, their leftovers is going to put them back up. So I don't think I'm going to two-shot them. They went for another Sheer Cold, great. How does Focus Sash work with Sheer Cold? I'm pretty sure you still go down to it. Yeah, I'm fairly certain you still go down to Sheer Cold with the Focus Sash, but who knows? Maybe we're okay. Tiny little Sliver. And what's it going to be? Is it another Sheer Cold? It is another Sheer Cold, and they do miss. I'm surprised there's no Freeze Dry, to be completely honest, but I will take it. I will definitely take it. And because I'd rather not just click Close Combat again, I'm just going to click Surging Strikes just for the sake of clicking Surging Strikes. So, the irony is if they had gone for Blizzard, with all the defense drops I had taken off of my Close Combat, they would have brought me down to my Focus Sash, and they would have had way better chances of getting the accuracy there, but like I said, I will definitely take that, as otherwise they did have me dead to rights. So, yeah, Blizzard spam. It hurts. I might have a Kira White team in my back pocket for later. But, yeah. Anyways, that definitely did hurt, but Magmar did some good work with the Acid Spray, softening up Articuno. We almost one-shot it with Dialga. We did miss a Acid Spray into Glaceon, which the Glaceon must have been holding Bright Powder because the snow was gone at that point. But anyways, good game to my opponent. All right, we've got a Koraidon team with Fluttermane, Walking Wake, Shiftry, which that is cool. I'm kind of hoping they bring that so I can see what it does. And I'm hoping it's just not a Fake-Out bot, which, let's be honest, that's probably what Shiftry is going to do. It could be Wind Rider, though, which would be cool if they have Tailwind, or they're just looking for my Tailwind to boost their attack, because I think Wind Rider works that way. I don't know. I don't see the ability that often. And the last two are Farigiraf and Torkoal, so they do have the Trick Room mode, which could be a little bit scary for me. But I could bring Torn with the Rain Dance. Torn Ursh does not look bad at all. I don't dislike the idea of having Magmar in the back, because I could potentially go for a Draco Meteor or an Earth Power into the Koraidon. Grimmsnarl might be alright too, instead of Magmar. I do want to bring Dialga, because Dialga is definitely going to do a lot of damage to stuff. I think this is okay. But I kind of want my Light Screen. But the alternative, though, is if they bring Koraidon, which I don't see why you wouldn't, I can't redirect away a Collision Course from Dialga, and I'd rather not Terra into a Grass type and eat a Flare Blitz off it, so that's where we're going thought process with Magmar here. And plus, who knows, if they go for non-Terra, like if they don't Terra their Koraidon right away, I can do some big damage to it. And now, I think this is Fake Out off the Shiftry into my Urshifu, so I think I'm just going to protect him Rain Dance. Yeah, I'm gonna protect here with the Urshifu. On the off chance they go for a 1-2 into Urshifu, maybe they go Fake Out with Shiftry and then Collision Course with Koraidon. So we don't see a Terra yet, which is nice. Close combat into Koraidon could be really nice as well. Oh, you know what? I do have Ice Spinner on Urshifu. Ice Spinner might not be bad. And plus, I didn't see Wind Rider activate, so that's got to be a Chlorophyll. That's got to be Chlorophyll right there. So what I'm going to do here, I do think I do need my Tailwind. I was really debating on Bleak Wind Storming, but I think I'm going to Tailwind, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to Ice Spinner the Shiftry. Yeah, they're going to switch out Koraidon. If this is Torkoal and they get the sun back up, I'm glad I'm not going for the Searching Strikes. It's Walking Wake. Okay. So, I'll get my own Tailwind off. I don't think Shiftry is faster than Urshifu, so I should hit this. And we'll find out if it's Focus Sash. I feel like it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I'm going to take a knockoff for most of my HP into my Covert Cloak, which is unfortunate. But I can go for the... Bleak Wind, and I can close combat into the Walking Wake. And then this way, too, if they think they're being cute and they bring in Koraidon or Torkoal to reset the sun, they're taking a close combat into the Walking Wake slot. Now, out of the likely suspects to switch, it's probably the Shiftry. But, so, they are going to switch. Who is it? Oh, it's Koraidon. Okay, so... I feel like Walking Wake goes for Torn right here, and if they do, that's alright. They're still eating a close combat off Urshifu, so they're going to get a speed boost. Alright, so Torn is definitely gone here, which is unfortunate, but their Tailwind is one turn off from my own, so we can keep an eye open for that, and they're going to eat a close combat right here, so that's some really good damage. Not gonna lie. Now the nice thing here is neither one of these two have spread moves, so I do like the idea of redirection with Magmar, and my Terra Grass might actually be okay on Magmar here, because what I'm thinking is if they go for a Hydro Steam, Magmar would resist it, and I'm neutral to Collision Course anyways. I don't think they call the Terra Grass and go for a Flare Blitz off Koraidon. So, I think what I want to do is... I want to go for that Ice Spinner into the Walking Wake and try to get some big damage off into it, but I would love to get some damage off into Koraidon. But Koraidon might pop the Terra Fire this turn, and I'm kind of hoping they do. And then this way, Dialga can come in and hit it with a Earth Power for super effective damage. So, I'm putting a lot of faith on this Terra Grass Magmar and the Eviolite, but we should be alright. So, Magmar will get this, and there's no Terra off my opponent, so they might get burned with Koraidon if Koraidon hits Magmar with Collision Course. If we burn the Koraidon, that's great news for Urshifu and Dialga. So, here it comes. There's the Collision Course. Are you going to live, Magmar? Ooh, Magmar! Magmar! Thank you! Alright, so, we do not get the burn, unfortunately. But, what we do get is a Shiftry coming in and possibly going for a Tailwind again. Yeah, that's probably what we get. The Shiftry is weakened HP, so I wish I had Aqua Jet on my Urshifu. I don't. But I'm going to protect Magmar here, and I'm going to Ice Spinner. I really don't want to eat a Fake Out, though. That's the only thing. Okay. Alright, so let's see. 3 turns of Sun. Surging Strikes isn't going to be doing me any favors anytime soon. I'm just going to go for the Ice Spinner into their Shiftry. And then this way, too, if they try to Fake Out Magmar, I don't want them to Fake Out Magmar. And they might even just target the Magmar with the Koraidon. So there was no Tailwind there, or in the bare minimum, my Tailwind was still fast enough to outspeed the Chlorophyll. So that worked out relatively nice for Urshifu. Now, Urshifu is now slower than Koraidon, so that is a little bit scary. I'm not going to lie. But Fluttermane's the last Pokemon here. A Dazzling Gleam would bring me down to my Sash. I'm going to Acid Spray into Fluttermane, and I'm going to protect Urshifu here. And this way, if they go for a Dazzling Gleam, Urshifu keeps its Sash intact. Oh, it's just Icy Wind. There's a chance I might dodge this. I lied. I do unfortunately take or lose Magmar, but I do get Dialga in now. So, Dialga would have been really nice to be next to Magmar. Magmar's gone. But I do have Flash Cannon for the Flutter Mane. I have the Assault Vest to help out with that. If we can get rid of Koraidon, that's really nice. So I'm going to Draco into you. And how many turns of Sun do we have left? This is our last one, so Surging Strikes, unfortunately, just isn't going to help me here. But I'm going to double into the Koraidon with Dialga and Urshifu. And then this way, if we can get rid of them, that's great. Urshifu dodged the Icy Wind. That's huge. So we don't have to worry about a speed drop, and we don't have to worry about our Focus Sash being broken. So can you live this, Dialga? No, you cannot, unfortunately. But at least I get this Ice Spinner off into the Koraidon, which is going to be... Ooh, I was going to say big damage, but no, that was not big damage at all. Yikes, okay. We got lucky and we dodged the Icy Wind, but maybe it would have been in my best interest if they had gone for Urshifu instead of Dialga and left Dialga for last. But unfortunately, they do knock me out here. It was a really close game, all things considered. So I definitely had an uphill battle with the Koraidon-Dialga matchup. But, I mean, that is something you have to deal with in a restricted format, especially whereas you're only allowed the one. Is you're going to have to deal with your bad matchups and see how you get around that. Unfortunately, I didn't get the burn off of Magmar's Flame Body, which would have been really nice for dealing with that Koraidon. The Terra Grass Magmar did live the collision course, which was nice. So I will give it credit for that. And we did need it to live the Hydro Steam. So all things considered, my opponent just got the better end of me, unfortunately. But it was still a really good game, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anyways, good game to my opponent. Alright, we have a Calyrex Shadow Rider team with Indeedee, Tornadus, Incineroar, Urshifu, and Amoonguss. So, nice thing here is we have the Ice Spinner to remove that Psychic Terrain. So if Calyrex does have Expanding Force, we can get rid of it, which is going to be very handy. Grimmsnarl looks like it's going to be very needed, so having light screen support is going to be really big. How do I want to get rid of that Amoonguss? Or rather, how can I get rid of that Amoonguss? Dialga might be good, especially if I pop the Terra Grass on it. Yeah, Torn and Dialga might be a good lead here, because I can always go for the Tailwind. I can always go for that. I can always go for some damage with Dialga. Urshifu might not be bad to the back either, so I think I might lead Dialga Torn and Urshifu in the back, and I think maybe we bring Grimm, and then Grimm can bring up screens if we need it. Yeah, screens with Dialga, especially since I'm a relatively bulkier Dialga, should be alright. Now, it's a little ironic because I just got one-shot by a Koraidon in the last game, but that said, it was a super effective collision course. But the way how this Dialga is built is it's got a fair amount of HP and physical defense and an Assault Vest, so I might have to adjust the EVs just a smidge. So it's Torn Calyrex. Alright, so Torn Dialga does not look bad here, especially since I do have my Assault Vest. So what I could do is I could just try to Bleak Wind, or I could Tailwind. Protect doesn't look bad here either. Or the other thing I do is I just switch Grimmsnarl in hard, and then I get access to my Fake Tears. So I could do that, and I could go for the Flash Cannon into the Torn. That could be nice. And maybe I get lucky. Maybe Calyrex just switches out. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think Calyrex tends to run Mudshot anymore from Gen 8 to Gen 9, which is good. So I could see... Oh, Oh, there we go. Calyrex did switch out. So, my Torn's going to switch out. I'm going to get Grim in. I can bring in screens if I need it. Oh, it's Indeedee. Okay. Yeah, I will take that, because I can go for Light Screen. And I can go for Spirit Break into that as well. I really like the idea of going for Light Screen with Grim and going for that Spirit Break on a follow-up turn into Indeedee. Because the other thing, too, is I can always whip out the Body Press. Yeah. And they Bleak One Storm into Dialga and Grim, which is great because I resist that, and I dodged it with Grim. So I'm going to Light Screen, and here comes the Body Press tech right into Indeedee. Yeah, you might have a special defense boost, but that's not helping your defense. Alright. Now, they switch in Calyrex, that's a little bit bad for me, but I don't think they switch in Indeedee and then switch in Calyrex, so... Or, yeah, I don't think they switch Indeedee immediately back out into Calyrex, so... That would be counterproductive to their Psychic Seed. They might switch out Torn. And if they do, that's alright. I have slower Pokemon, so it's not going to make a difference to me. That said, I don't mind getting off some damage into the Indeedee if they do stay in. So they did stay in here, so we'll get our Light Screen off. We'll become resistant to whatever they want to do. So yeah, we're just eating that for days. We're gonna get the Body Press off into Indeedee. That did nothing. Yeah, that did nothing. All right, so we're gonna Spirit Break into Indeedee, and we're just going to try a Flash Cannon into the Torn just to get a little bit of chip damage off. I mean, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, but I was expecting a little bit more than that. Yeah, neutral Body Press without Stab. Yeah, makes sense. But I can at least try to get some damage off into Torn, and if they just go for Follow Me, great. If this is Calyrex, even better. So I don't mind getting some damage off into it if they don't go for Follow Me. So I can potentially break a Sash. I can go for a Spirit Break. They just go for the Follow Me here. So Indeedee's going to take a Flash Cannon and a Spirit Break. Hopefully that's enough. We're banking on Grimmsnarl here. And Grimmsnarl, no. No, that was not enough. But that said, I'm going to Spirit Break into you. How many turns of Psychic Turn do we have? We have 2 more. I have 6 turns of Light Screen, so I'm going to Flash Cannon into Indeedee, which I'm fairly certain that's going to be enough. So getting a Spirit Break off of Calyrex would be huge for Grimmsnarl. And once the Psychic Train's gone, I can start going for Fake Tears and just following up with Dialga, which would be really nice. So they have 3 special attackers on the field, so I don't really need to go for Reflect, so I can just focus on going for Spirit Break right now with Grim. So it's Calyrex that's going for the Terra, and it is... Oh, it's Terra Water. Alright. So I'm just not gonna Flash Cannon that at all. Oh, they went Helping Hand. Alright, so with the Light Screen up, no bonus modifier. That still does a lot. That's gross. Oh, they're Life Orb. Alright, so I like the Flash Cannon off into you, and I really like the Spirit Break. Not gonna lie. I really want to get that Spirit Break off into you. Make you a little bit more manageable. That was Helping Hand boosted too, so... Yeah, so they're at -1. They do have a Life Orb, so I do have to be a little bit careful that way. But I have Urshifu and Torn in the back. Once I get Tailwind up, that'll be really nice for Urshifu. No, they have their own Urshifu. That could be a little bit bad for me. Yeah, it is. All right. So, that said, what I could do is I can double into the... I'll double into the Calyrex, because I think my Torn can be okay here. Actually, what I might want to do is I might want to Reflect with Grim just in case, because I think Grim goes down here. And I honestly think Dialga probably goes down here too, to the Urshifu. So I'm going to attempt to Draco Meteor into it. Yeah, there's the protect off the Calyrex, so that makes me feel a lot better about not doubling into this. We'll get a Reflect up, and then that way too, even at least close combat's not going to do as much damage. Surging Strikes. All right, so I feel a lot better about that because now I'm potentially landing a Draco Meteor into this Urshifu, and yeah. Getting torn in here looks really nice now. Getting torn in looks really nice because now I can go for the Tailwind. And because they're Terra Water Calyrex, I can go for close combat too, which is nice. Yeah, all right. I can also go Body Press. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna Body Press. I'm gonna Tailwind and Body Press because this Dialga is EV'd to Outspeed. Yeah, it's EV to outspeed Calyrex without Tailwind, so that's nice. And plus, if we can trap Calyrex on the field at -1 special attack, that's also really nice. We're not going to get the trap them, but at least here, I can potentially go for another Draco Meteor into something. Yeah, I could always do that. Terra Water Calyrex means I can close combat too, which is nice. Yeah, alright, so I can just go for a Bleak Wind with Torn, and I think I Draco Meteor into, yeah, I forgot there's 2 Tornadoes on the field. I'm going to go for my own Bleak Wind. Maybe I connect with the Urshifu. My Torn is max speed, so I might hit it. Yeah, one of them dodged it. Nope, I hit the Urshifu. I needed to hit the Urshifu. Great. So now Dialga can come in here and go for that Draco Meteor. And yep, we hit. Okay, I thought we were about to miss, but that's next to no damage at all. But at least we get the damage off into the Torn. I think I still have Light Screen up, which is going to help big time. So I have 2 turns of Tailwind. I have I have exactly 2 turns of Light Screen left. All right. I'm going to protect Torn this turn. If Dialga goes down, Dialga goes down. I'm going to try the Draco one more time and see if I can get rid of this Tornadus. And if I do, great. So I'm going to take this Astral Barrage. It's neutral. It's Life Orbed. This could be a little bit bad. Dialga lives. Now I just need to dodge a Bleak Wind. I was not expecting foul play off of you. Oh, that's a little scary, but we don't get it either. Okay. This is the last turn of my Tailwind. I'm probably losing Dialga here, but just to be safe, I'm gonna click the Body Press. I don't think I get it. I don't think I get it at all with Dialga. Torn might be okay because we do have this one last turn of Light Screen, and if I live, great. If I don't, I at least need to get rid of their Torn. Dialga is going to go down here, so they had the foul play on their Torn, so ooh, this is getting a little bit scary. Oh, Tornadus! Okay, I almost dropped the Joy-Con there, but we picked up the KO into both of them. I wasn't expecting Calyrex. I was definitely expecting the Torn if I hit, but oh man, that's great. Yeah, now I don't have to worry about Urshifu having to deal with the double up. Yeah, I needed to get rid of one of them because if I didn't, and if they had outsped my Torn, Urshifu's Focus Sash would have saved it from the first hit, but not the second, which meant I would have had to try to survive. But luckily, we picked that up in the end. Good game to my opponent. Hey, thank you guys so much for checking out this Dialga and Grimmsnarl team in action. If you enjoyed watching it play out, be sure to let me know down in the comments section below. In our first game here, we ended up playing a team that was loaded with ice types that all wanted to click Blizzard, and man, Blizzard hurts over time, especially if you're taking it off a Kyurem White. Now, fortunately, the Assault Vest was helping Dialga take those hits, but even Dialga ended up going down over time, and same with Magmar. And unfortunately, Terra Grass on both of them wasn't doing either of them any favors, but Magmar's Acid Spray did soften up the Articuno, which Dialga almost one-shot with a super effective Flash Cannon, which is nice since Articuno is a relatively tanky Pokemon, and it does have that hidden potential of just nailing things with sheer cold. Now, fortunately for me, with that endgame of the Articuno versus the Urshifu, my opponent did go for about 3 sheer colds and missed all 3 of them, fortunately, so that Urshifu was able to finish it off with 2 close combats and a Surging Strikes. And then in our second game, we ended up playing up against a Koraidon and Shiftry team. The Shiftry was really nice support for the Koraidon, since the Koraidon set Sun for it to activate its Chlorophyll, and then Shiftry was able to go for a Tailwind, and plus the fact that it did have the potential Fake Out pressure did mean I had to respect it. Now, fortunately, we got Shiftry off of the field. The Walking Wake came in. We were able to live a Hydro Steam and Collision Course with Magmar by going for our Terra Grass to resist the Hydro Steam, and we did live the Collision Course that immediately followed up after the Hydro Steam, but Magmar didn't get the burn with the Flame Body into the Koraidon, which meant that that Koraidon was just able to just annihilate my Dialga when it came in. If Dialga was to win that matchup, it would have had to have had Magmar on the field next to it, or in the bare minimum, it would have had to have burned the Koraidon, which unfortunately we just didn't get. So the Fluttermane and Koraidon was just able to finish off my Dialga and my Urshifu, unfortunately. Now, I did also get really lucky, and I missed the, or rather, I dodged the Icy Wind off of the Fluttermane, but unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to close out the deal. And then in our third game, we ended up playing against a Calyrex Shadow Rider team that had Tornadus, Urshifu, and Indeedee. And the nice thing here is we did get Grimmsnarl onto the field with Dialga. We ended up getting the light screen up so that my opponent just wasn't doing that much damage to Dialga, and Dialga just started wearing down the opponents over time behind that light screen, which was relatively nice. And plus, we also got to throw the body press out once or twice in that match as well. It didn't really do that much to Indeedee, but it was a nice little option to have, and we just really sealed the deal with Tornadus picking up the double KO into the weakened Tornadus and the half-health HP'd, the half-health Calyrex Shadow Rider. I said that a little weird, but anyways, you guys saw it. You guys got to see how that played out, and we got really fortunate that we didn't have to worry with one turn of Tailwind of both a Tornadus and a Calyrex staring down my Focus Sash Urshifu. We got really lucky that way. Anyways, guys, I will see you next time.